And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at Graveyards, Ghosts, and Haunted Houses. Now this is a sequel from rather dashing games of sorts to a game called Pirates, Ninjas, Zombies, and Robots, or it's some combination of those four names. This is very similar in style. The two games are not really compatible, but if you know how to play one, you probably know how to play the other. This one is like a little bit more complicated, maybe, sort of. I'll show you. Graveyards, Ghosts, and Haunted Houses. Each person is going to be one of four colors. And there are different tiles that have different colors out there. You can see there's green, there's white, there's orange, and there are blue. And the different tiles that are involved in the game are going to have some sort of combination of the different colors on them. Now, players are going to be placing these tiles out and forming groups of their color. If you're playing two players, you have two colors each. At the end of the game, let's pretend this is the end of the game here, you're going to score for your largest group. So orange has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they have 6 here. Obviously, white's biggest group is here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Green's biggest group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blue's biggest group is 3. Now, it's going to be much bigger than this, but this is the gist of how scoring happens. Now, each person starts with a graveyard of their color, which has 4 windows. And they're able to play this over the course of the game like this, locking tiles in place. It also doubles the value of any ghosts of their color that are in windows. Other than that, though, tiles must be placed next to each other. You can't do something like this, for example. When you play a tile, what you're going to do is you're going to be playing tiles, and obviously you're going to be trying to make your areas bigger and cut off other people's areas. But when you play a tile, there may be a symbol on that tile that lets you do something. These symbols here let you place tokens. At the beginning of the game, each player has 3 different types of tokens, 2 of each type. And you can place these tokens. The meddling kids, if they're in an area, they add 3 points to that area. If the paranormal investigator is in an area, he'll be -3 to that area. And these gravestones here can block areas. So let's say a gravestone was placed here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 greens, and it breaks off that section from the group. So you can use these whenever you play a tile that has this on it. Other tiles, when you play them, will let you rotate another tile. This one here lets you take a tile off the board and replace it with another tile. And then there is one that allows you to swap 2 tiles on the board. And these tiles are going to be, being played and used and doing different things. Here's the one that lets you swap the tiles. And again, players are going to be forming big giant groups out here, trying to have the biggest group of their color. When the last tile has been played, the game is over. You're going to count up your score, remembering if anyone's within these windows, they'll get double, and then these tokens can give extra points. Highest score is the winner. If there's a tie, then you will go to the second highest group. But that's basically it. Now, first of all, realize that this is a light game. You're putting out tiles, trying to make groups. It's fun, it's simple, it's easy. You know what your color is. You try to make a big group of your color. And I misspoke there. It was not the biggest group that gives you points. It's your highest scoring group, which is often the same thing. Now, this game has some cool features to it. I mean, putting the tiles out is simple, and some let you rotate and switch, and you're going to be messing with each other. But I do like the haunted house piece because you can lock down 4 tiles. That's a pretty good thing. You have to know when to use it. Because not only can those tiles not be rotated or switched or pulled off or whatever, but at the same time you get 2 points for each one that you have. So if you can lock down a group of 4, that's really high scoring. Also knowing when to use the tokens. The +3 and -3s are cool, right? But it's those graveyard tokens. If you can cut someone's big group off, that can really affect their score. Now, I know that I'm making this sound like it's this deep thinking game. It's really not, and it's simple. And again, comparing it to Pirates, Robots, Ninjas, Zombies, or whatever the combo is of that game, I think this one's a little bit more complex, slightly, because you can lock them, and you can put out those tokens, instead of the tokens being imprinted on the tiles, which was the case with the first one. This game is better. I also really like the ghosts. It gives me almost a Pac-Man ghost feeling. They're silly, fun ghosts. and the whole thing has a really good look about it when you play it on the board. The orange, white, blue, green colors it's a good combo. The tiles are nice and sturdy. It's a simple, easy game. We're talking a nice family level entry game into here with a good dose of strategy, but not too much. Certainly one you should try out. If you like ghosts at all, the silly kind of ghosts, and if you like putting tiles down, making big groups, I think people like that. With a bit of take that and go after the other player, you will like Graveyards, Ghosts, and Haunted Houses. Dice Tower Judgment, approved!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.